It's a terrible thing. You know, biology does not make us unequal. It just makes us different. And, you know, by the rule of thumb, by biology, we might be weaker, we might be less able to defend ourselves. It doesn't make us any less important. And it's certainly, you know, the idea that there's a blame attached is complete nonsense. We're not to blame. Of course we're not. I said that at the beginning. But there's nothing wrong with telling women that if they walk home alone at night, you know, 9.5 times out of 10, it will be fine. But just be careful. There's nothing wrong with telling people. I would tell my daughter.
But the problem is, what's happened here is it's 9 o'clock, a woman has gone out and she's disappeared. She's gone out on a busy street to walk home, as she should be allowed to do, and she has disappeared. And the reaction of a lot of people online, rather than sympathy for her family, which should be the first emotion that we feel, is, well, why was she on her own walking home at night in the dark? That's the reaction that people are appalled by.
What do you think, Femi?
I cannot express how much I'm on Storm's side on this one. Yes, there is the messaging that is required to say that given the dangers that exist, that people need to be careful. Oh my God, not right now. If you're saying it right now, you're basically saying that she bears some responsibility for what happened to her. There is a very strong difference between these dangers exist.
Angela disagrees with that.
You know something, I don't know whether I have to write it in the sky, but I have said quite clearly and categorically, there is no way on this planet women like Sarah or anybody else are to blame. 100%, as I said before, only the attacker, only the person who raises their hand is to blame. But if you put yourself in a position of vulnerability, you are entitled to. Of course we are. We're emancipated. We are liberated. We should go wherever we want and do whatever we want. We should be able to go into the sea when there's a warning that says that there are terribly strong currents. That's our right in a free society. But for goodness sake, you know, this is not about piling on the agony on the family. Of course not.
But the problem is, Angela, that always holds women back because women are always more vulnerable. Generally, women will be more vulnerable than a man.
Is it, Storm? I've got 2 teenage daughters. Now, I would like to have a word with the bloke who will want to attack them one day. Unfortunately, I don't know who it is.
Nope, because they don't tend to
exactly. So I can't, and I could do a massive appeal to this guy, do not attack my daughters.
Yes.
So I can't do that.
No.
So I've got to tell them something. Now, am I right to say to them, don't walk home in the dark on your own? Don't do it.
You are absolutely within your right and probably responsible to tell your girls that they need to look out for themselves because unfortunately the way society is set up, they are more vulnerable. But if something was to happen to your girls, I'm sure the last thing you want is a reaction saying they shouldn't have been walking out on their own.
Maybe that's the issue.
I think
here.
what you want at that moment is...
I wouldn't give them that advice the day after.
Exactly.
You're right.
And that's the problem.
I see this. Okay.
What we need is sympathy now. We don't need an accusation.
All right.